This is one of the most suspicious deaths in all of fictional piracy. You might think that, it was an accident. She fell down some stairs. Nah. There is very compelling evidence in the series to suggest that Kuina's death was anything but an accident. And there are a grand total of 6 explanations as well as 3 key suspects who have been flagged in the Kuina incident, or the Ku-incident for short. Before we narrow them down and reveal the truth though, I must say that this was not an easy investigation, which is probably why this has persisted as a question for the last quarter of a century. And a lot of that is to do with wildly inconsistent information regarding the event itself. It's been portrayed 3 times across 3 different mediums, and in each and every one, the manga, the anime, and now the live action, events play out very differently and each point to a different conclusion. If you've only seen 1 or even 2 of these, then you don't have the full story. So let's figure out the truth behind the Ku-incident. Starting with the manga, this is where we first meet one Shimotsuki Kuina, daughter spawn of Shimotsuki Koshiro, and thus a descendant of the legendary samurai Shimotsuki Ryuma. This is important because it explains why she's very good at sword things. So good that she defeated fellow villager Zoro 2,000 times and proceeds to call him, quote, pathetic for a boy, and continues to antagonize him by saying that losers should learn to suffer defeat in silence. Not very nice at all. So a young Zoro, he gets a little bit upset and challenges Kuina to a duel with real swords. Kuina says, it's your funeral, which is a very poor choice of possessive pronoun considering that the very next day it would go on to become her funeral. They fight and Zoro loses, but despite this, Kuina's tough exterior breaks down and she points out that she has breasts. The implication of that being that she will never become the world's greatest swordsman because she's a girl. But Zoro doesn't take too kindly to this kind of talk, saying that when he does finally beat Kuina, it will have nothing to do with breasts and instead everything to do with being the best. They then make a promise that one day one of them will become the world's greatest swordsman. And not 24 hours later, Kuina is found dead. Cause of death, stairs. And it's never elaborated on. We don't know how many stairs. We don't know how steep the stairs were. Perhaps even slippery. Stairs could be slippery. That makes them dangerous. All we know is that Kuina is no more. Highly suspicious, but I must say that things take a much more sinister turn in the anime.